Boxing King Media. We're here in Bangkok, Thailand. Devin Haney, world champion again. What does it sound like when you hear the phrase undefeated world champion Devin Haney?
I mean, it feels good. I'm back. I'm back on top where I belong. It was an unfortunate situation that happened with the Ryan Garcia thing, and it was just a messed up situation. But now I'm back on top and back world champion and the man of the weight class where I once was.
We haven't got a lot of time, so I'm going to jump straight into the juicy questions, the stuff that people want to hear. So the first one is, Devin, you obviously put in an incredible boxing display to win that world title last week. But obviously going into that fight, and obviously you saw people that were doubting you, talking about you being gun shy, you're not going to engage. You ended up being the puncher in the fight, you dropped him, etc. So only you can tell us your mind frame going into a fight like that. Like, how do you answer the people that are saying that you're gun shy and you're not willing to take the risks?
Yeah, I mean, I use it all as fuel, as motivation, just to put on a great performance and be the best me, and that's what I did. At 147, I felt a lot more comfortable, a lot more stronger, a lot more of my natural self. Like I am when I'm in training and sparring and stuff like that. Before I do weight cuts. So it just you guys just seen the best Devin Haney, and that's what you guys are gonna see. From that point on.
I saw some great moments in the fight in the corner between you and your dad. The connection is like serious. I mean, that shows years and years of work. Do you remember any of the exchanges in the fight with your dad?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that the key one that everyone saw. With me and my dad just telling each other we love her, we love each other, and us just cracking an inside joke, between us two and me laughing. But yeah, I mean those are priceless moments. Those are moments you cannot buy. Just but we're both at war, and just us just loving each other. Like I said, those are just moments that are just priceless.
And then obviously you won the fight, and obviously you've still had criticism. Obviously, somebody who was your promoter before, I think in the past he's named you the face of boxing, but he's now saying you're not good to watch. So you tell me, is that because of the fact that you left him, or is it a case of like he's got Conor Ben? What do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't leave him. Our contract ran out, and that's what it was. Eddie Hearn has said a lot of things, over the years. He said that I couldn't take a punch. He said that that Norman would beat me. He said that I like to outprice myself. He just said a lot of different things over the years, and it just shows his character. When I was with him, he was saying one thing, and now that I'm not with him anymore, he's saying another. But that's how these promoters do. Once they cannot, make money off of you or capitalize off of you anymore, they turn sour. And and it's nothing new. This is not the first time that Eddie has done that, and it won't be the last.
Who is next for you? Who do you want next? Have you got any, apart from if it's not Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I want to fight the best fighters in the world. I want to, unify the division. So any one of those guys, any one of those champions, I would love to fight.
There's another young fighter in the UK who's calling your name out the other week, Adam Azim. I don't know if you've seen him or seen much of him. He was calling your name out as well.
Yeah, I mean, he fought my friend Scooby, and he was victorious. He's a Muslim like me, so I got nothing but respect for him. He's calling my name, and I respect that. At a point I was in the same position as him, calling out the top guys of the sport. So I understand where he's coming from. But I want to fight the best fighters in the world. Right now he doesn't have nothing for me to gain off of. He's not a big name in the sport yet. Not saying that he won't be. Inshallah he will be one day. He doesn't have a belt right now. So it's just pointless for me. But you never know. In the future, it may be a big fight.
Last two questions for you. What's your response to Conor Ben pretending to sleep during your fight?
Yeah, like I said, same thing with Azim. Conor Ben doesn't have nothing for me to gain right now. He's not a big draw in America. He doesn't have a belt. If Eddie wants to throw a shitload of money, at me to make that fight, then it would make sense for me.
Last question, the Undisputed game. I know you're a fan of the game. What's the chance if they release another version, we're going to see Devin Haney in that game?
Of course, I would love to be in the game. As long as it makes sense for me and my team, then yeah, of course. We've been talking about it, for a little over a year now. I think eventually I'll be in an Undisputed game.
Devin, pleasure, brother. Thank you very much.